Well, hello and happy Monday to each and every one of you. So glad to be with you on this beautiful Monday morning. Well, it's not really beautiful because it's nasty outside and it's rainy and the wind blowing, but it feels good in here. So happy Monday. Listen, we're going to be talking about 5 core things that you learn from your family. But before we do that, y'all know what I need you to do. Like, subscribe, follow, and share whatever platform you're on. Help me get the word out because I want to grow this page so I can start going live and we can do some live teaching. But I can't do that until I get this page up. So share it with somebody. Help me get this page up. And I'll see you on the other side of this one. All right. So the first one is love and relationships. What they're going to learn is to be affectionate. They're going to learn compassion. And they're also going to learn to have healthy bonds. Parents, single mothers, single fathers, remember, they're going to get the relationship health from you. So if you have a revolving door and there's always a new auntie and uncle, you're going to mess up them relationally. If you don't get along with your baby mama, you messing them up relationally. If you have a good marriage, great. They'll see something healthy. They still may struggle at times, but they have a picture of healthy. If it's unhealthy, you're going to mess them up. So make sure that you're trying to have relational health in front of them so that they're healthy relationally. All right. Number 2 is communication. They need to learn how to express themselves. They need to be able to listen attentively. And then they need to know how to have conflict resolution. Listen, all of that starts with you. Having time to sit with your children and talk to them is going to help them, first of all, express themselves. I coach children, so I teach them how to express themselves. I can't help you if you can't express yourself. So I teach them emotional intelligence. The second thing is I need you to listen to what I said. So I say something and then I say, repeat it back to me what I just said. Now, what am I doing? I'm teaching them how to be able to listen and to not react but respond. Because if you hear me correctly, then you'll be able to give me a good answer. And then the last thing is conflict resolution. A lot of conflict happens because of the second one. You didn't listen attentively and you didn't hear what I said. And then you jumped to conclusion. You were not listening to respond. You were listening to react. So you didn't hear all I said. Having conflict resolution means I'm sitting here to listen to get understanding what you said. And so they're going to learn that skill by what they learn at home. All right. Number 3 is your values, your morals. All right. That's where your integrity and your cultural beliefs, also your personal ethics. Make sure that you are giving them something to stand on. Core, they need to know right from wrong, no matter what. Also integrity. Listen, integrity means a lot. Be honest. If you can do something, say it. If you can't, say it. Be honest. That's teaching them integrity. Because what you do behind closed doors matters just as well as outside. Also, your cultural beliefs. Listen, there are a lot of cultural beliefs that we need to throw in the trash. Big Mama taught us some stuff that was some garbage. And now that we're older and have understanding, don't give that stuff to your kids. Because you can mess them up culturally. Where do you think racism came from? It's a cultural belief. Listen, everything that I'm teaching you, these are learned behaviors. They learn from what they saw you do. Quick story. My son, I was volunteering for his school when he was in elementary school. And I remember this little girl said, I want to be like my mother. It was a commercial playing about cigarettes. She said she wanted to be like her mother. I was like, Lord, this ain't going to be good. My mama smokes, she drinks, she gets high, and she got her a man. Okay, so first thing this told me, she came home and caught her mother in the house with some man, smoking, drinking, and getting high. And then her mother, instead of fixing the issue and being upfront with her daughter, said, I'm grown and I can do what I want. And when you get your own house, you can do the same. So now she set up in her house, in her mind, a behavior. Integrity matters. Just be honest. Yeah, you caught me. I should have been better. I didn't know you were coming home. Be honest. Because now you're going to set your child up into a pattern that they may not be able to get out of, or it'd be worse. So make sure you're being integral and that you have ethics, because all of that matters. Number 4 is giving them identity and a place of belonging. Listen, it's going to be important that when you're dealing with your children, that you bring them in so they feel like they belong, right? We want to make sure they have self-awareness. They need to know who they are. Teach them who they are. Because if you don't, these streets going to try to teach them, and you're not going to like what they bring home. Trust me on that. So make sure that they're getting identity. Let them know who they are. Give them some confidence. Let them know, listen, my father gave us a really great sense of confidence. because he began to teach us who we are inside, not what we look on the outside. And it was important because you know what? I probably would have hurt myself when I was almost 400 pounds from medicine. I would not have survived. Now, thank God I've lost some weight. Thank God. But for a minute, it was a struggle. And I had to remind myself, Chanel, the weight because of this medication does not change who you are. Don't be vain. Remember that you are somebody still, whether you are a Coke bottle or a 2-liter. That was important for me to have. Also, your sense of belonging. Make sure that your children know that they belong. Because if not, they're going to struggle when they go out. If you calling them all types of names, you ain't nothing, you ain't, and go and sit down and you don't belong and you don't matter, they're going to struggle when they get outside that door. And you're going to know because the wrong person going to get them and give them what you should have. Love and belonging. So make sure they understand. Number 5, they're going to learn life skills from you. Listen, do you know this is a generation that does not like to take responsibility for anything? They blame everybody for everything instead of taking responsibility. Where did that start from? At home. Remember that I told you the story about the little girl that I know for a fact had to have caught her mother because her mother didn't take responsibility. She shifted it, and then I can do what I want because I'm grown. You just messed up their life skills because now they're not going to take responsibility. Also, they learn good problem solving. How you solve problems is going to teach them how to solve problems. My father had a brain and my mother did too. So they dealt with us intellectually. Yeah, we got spankings, but they dealt with our mind. I'm glad they did that because now we think. We are thinking beings. A lot of people are reactionary, but they need to be able to think. I was looking at my granddaughter. I said, she's just as smart as a whip. She's a thinker. They need to dig in her brain a little bit more, but she's a thinker, and I love that. And the last thing is making good decisions. Well, one more after this. Making good decisions. Teach your kids how to make good decisions. Oh my gosh. And this is even for adults. Make good decisions. One bad decision can be carried out the rest of your life. You understand? Getting angry and being hurt somebody because you done pulled out a weapon and you ain't even, because you're so angry. Make good decisions. One decision can ruin your whole life. So make sure that you're teaching them that. Because if not, you're going to be visiting them in jail. And then you're going to be trying to figure out why. Because they didn't know how to make good decisions. And here's the last one. Take accountability. Let's go back to the little girl. Her mother wasn't accountable. She shifted it to get it off of her. Because she didn't want to take responsibility and be accountable. Listen, teach your children how to be accountable. If they do something, don't lie to me. I saw you. Just say you did. Let's be honest. And that comes with that communication and that conflict resolution. A lot of kids think, oh, I'm going to get a punished, so I'd rather tell a lie. Tell the truth, baby, because it always matters. All right. So these are the 5 things, core things that you're going to learn from your family. Listen, we can't change who our family came from. But let me tell you something. Just because you didn't get it when you were young doesn't mean that you should not put it in your children. Because guess what? You're an adult and you don't know how to communicate. You don't make good decisions and all these different things. And where'd that come from? Your home, your upbringing. Your relationship struggles came from your upbringing. Your little messed up cultural beliefs, that came from your upbringing. So just because we were raised in it don't mean that we have to repeat it. We can now fix those cycles and make sure that we give our kids good core values. All right? You guys have a good Monday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.